welcome back to the Blanga podcast, the home of deep hats and sports chats.
It's good to be back.
It is good to be back. We're back in the state. We were gone too long. Glad we're back to the hills of Queensland, the Great Dividing Range.
Melbourne is so flat. I don't understand how there's no hills in that town.
No, it's pretty confusing.
So transport's great over there, though.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It'd be so easy to tunnel underneath because you don't have to go up and down. It's just flat.
No, it's just dead flat. And obviously the tram system, Jed, I don't know where Brisbane went wrong there. Like, why did we take them away?
It's just such a great middle ground between your train and your bus, your tram.
Yeah, it's almost famously
a perfect
the perfect
middle
in between.
ground.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Melbourne guys, but there's a sense of normality this week. We had first rugby league trials last weekend. Super Rugby starts this Friday at 4:30.
You know, the lull is over, Jed. The lull, should I say, in the lack of sport. I'm just glad that it's all back to normality now. Obviously, we've got a few different things to talk about where in the past we've had not a lot and been criticised accordingly.
Because we just talked about our personal lives for an awful amount of time. For people
and,
who maybe aren't as updated or care that much.
Yeah, so look, we're back to what the roots of the podcast are ultimately built on, which is deep hats and that of sports chats.
So should we actually start talking about something instead of how we got stuff to talk about?
We should. We've actually gone away and done some media training and we've found a proper way to approach Payne Haas leaving the Broncos.
I took some inspiration from what Paddy Carrigan said. So my official statement is, our relationship goes beyond the bright lights of Suncorp. We stood by each other through each of our challenging times in our lives, and I want Payne to know that he's an absolute gem. But our relationship is going to change, and I want Payne to know that. But I actually don't know what to think. Like, what would Paddy think? What does it mean to him? So, for the people who don't know, we'll set the scene. Payne loves the club. Everything it stands for. Is a leader at training. Leads by example. And there's three stories that are going out right now. So, the first story is that the Broncos lowballed him, and Payne felt disrespected and just went to South and said, can you give me an offer that reflects my value? And they've done that. Because obviously Keon Colomatungi's left the club. The second,
I think the most plausible is that obviously Payne has been in talks with Rugby 360, and with that comes the need of a release clause, because obviously R360 is so up in the air and no one's got any idea of where it's at or where it's going to be at.
Famously, it's a competition out of a cereal box.
100%. Look, obviously the need of a release clause for a competition that is so up in the air is absolutely necessary. And it looks to be that the Broncos haven't offered him that. And Souths, in the state that they're in, they're vulnerable and they can take anything they can get at the moment.
Yeah.
So, look, they said, Payne, whatever you need, mate, we're here to give it to you.
Because Broncos were going to give a 12-month extension, but then South came in with a 3-year deal and get out clauses every year, and several reasons for him to get out. But God forbid, what happened to the days where a contract meant you're here for 3 years, you're here for 12 months. You can't just, the contract doesn't suit me anymore. Well, you signed the contract for a reason. So, Broncos, we're a firm management. It's a bit of a David Beckham situation. Madge has publicly come out and said he's trying to emulate Sir Alex Ferguson's success in Man United with the dynasty.
Sir Alex,
of course, and how no one's bigger than the club. And Payne thought, I want to sign a deal where I can just be bigger than the club whenever I want to be. And Madge, firm hand.
That's not what we're about here,
buddy.
Even though we lose every time you don't play.
Yeah, and arguably you were as important as Reece Walsh during our finals run.
Yeah.
So that's story number 2. And story number 3 is that he wants to have a bit of a life reset, form new relationships that are maybe not as historied as ones he's got in Brisbane. And Dave Feeder and Latrell Mitchell have convinced him that, South is a great area. He obviously has a strong relationship with Wayne Bennett, because that was his initial coach when he was just sort of breaking through. Wayne, Latrell, and David Feeder have all said here, South Sydney's a great place to restart your career. Russell Crowe, the Gladiator, has said it's also a great fit, and you listen to what the Gladiator says.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 possibilities, and it's probably a combination of all 3. They probably interdigitated a little bit.
I think, it's like, the South's move was almost the Holy Trinity for Payne. I think, it was an obvious move.
Well, they got God and the Gladiator.
Yeah.
They got the Holy Spirit and Wayne Bennett.
Yeah, which is, he's becoming more of a spirit these days than ever.
And they got the son as in Patrick Carrigan. I'm not sure how Paddy Carrigan really ties into that, but he basically is the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I think
no coincidence his hair looks like that. Got some of the best locks.
Going back more to your point, Jed, NRL contracts, I think, should maybe go towards like a casual rate. You're on sort of an hourly rate.
And I want to go to Melbourne this weekend, so I'm going to take Friday and Monday off.
Yeah. Hey, sorry, no, we're playing Monday. Sorry, I've blocked that off because of all like these release clauses that are just in every contract now. And these players shouldn't be on full time. You can quit whenever you want when you're casual.
Yeah.
You can get fired whenever you want with no reasons. If you had a shift tomorrow, doesn't matter. You can still quit.
And if God forbid Payne wants to go to London for 3 months in a year, let him.
Just block it off.
Block it off. So I want to be gone for most of the season. I'm going to miss Origin this year.
Yeah.
I'm having a Euro summer.
Yeah, you just you clock in, you clock out.
Yep. And your relationships at work, they never really develop past that awkward friendship.
Yeah, because the turnover is just so high.
The turnover is so high. You'll be seeing each other 3 times in 3 days and you won't see each other again for 3 months,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So look, let's keep it more casual. I think obviously Zach Lomax is one who probably needs a casual position more than anyone.
He needs you're actually onto something there. Basically, absolutely devastated. It ruined my Sunday. I obviously didn't let it ruin my entire day, but it ruined the first couple of hours of it.
Oh, you quickly forgot about it.
I did my best to forget.
Yeah.
They won't know how. Absolutely wrecked, and every time I think about it, it makes me want to cry. I can only imagine what Paddy, if he left the club, what it would do to me.
Yeah, no, that would be terrible. I think Paddy's going to be I think he's expressed his interest even to be a one-club man.
Yeah, and he famously has taken several pay cuts so he can fit people like Payne Haas under the salary cap, and then Payne just leaves.
Oh, wow. That when you put it like that, Jed.
At least we'll be able to pay Walshy. Anyway, Walshy's got better eyes than Payne, always has. So Payne almost dead to me. After this year, dead to me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Look, especially when you become a Souths legend, which inevitably he will. Let's hope he doesn't get lazy when he's there.
Yeah, let's hope he does.
Yeah.
Let's hope he does, because guess what? He's a New South Welshman, and they don't get it.
Yeah, well, I actually think that's almost the root of the cause here, Jed. Is like we should have seen this coming earlier, because Payne is a New South Welshman.
He is a New South Welshman, and we saw that coming ages ago. We just were blinded because he lives in Brisbane.
Honestly, I am pretty indifferent to this all, because the Cowboys are probably in a lot of pain. Like, we would have loved Payne this season. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, well, you don't have any forwards.
No, Griffin Neem.
Griffin.
Yeah.
Great head of hair on him, Griffin. One of the underrated heads of hair in rugby league.
You don't know. It's almost like translucent hair.
It's because it's got that. He's obviously was a redhead when he was younger,
but he's probably seen a lot of sun potentially.
He's seen a lot of sun, and some redheads like myself, when you go down to the core, get all flea blonde. So
and he keeps it short and
if
tidy.
you keep it short, if you keep it faded, it basically turns into blonde.
Yeah,
that ties into Adam Reynolds retiring. Saw this coming. Why did it happen on the same day?
I mean, his contract was up at the end of the year. He was injury ridden. I didn't really see him going much further, Jed.
I think Madge has worked him too hard this offseason. He said, God, I'm not doing that again.
Not doing that again. I think he's probably made a pretty...
Probably just coincidence that the attack coach for the Broncos is probably leaving next year. He's going to take that role.
Yeah.
I see that happening. He's not leaving Brisbane. He'll be in the Walls next year.
Yeah, I think as well, Jed, he's mentioned before that he's kind of built his family here. The kids go to school here.
He loves it.
He loves it. It's a great place to live, Jed. It's
God's country.
God's country. It is great up here.
This and Yamba.
Yeah.
Yamba's just 3 hours away from Brisbane.
And the Sunshine Coast's too. The Gold Coast is one. I mean, look, it's the great in between.
It doesn't get any better. New gun fullback at the Cowboys.
This is going to be great. This is what's looking up. Reed Marnie got a new gun fullback. Dearden's the next coming of JT. Like we're looking okay.
Yeah, you'll push for the 8 this year.
Oh, we'll try our best.
That's if Todd Payton doesn't get sacked after the first 10 rounds.
Yeah,
there's I reckon 60% chance he's gone by Origin.
It's a big call, but yeah, look, it is looking that way, Jed. I think. Obviously, Toddy's done done well for us in the past, but I think he might have lost the change room a little bit last year.
Massively.
But I think the reason he's still there is because there's just not a lot of coaches rolling around. I don't think.
No, you'll probably take Trent Barrett next year after we go back to back. Take our assistant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, going back to the Broncos, you guys have got Cam Smith now.
We have, and that is a great sight, but it's detracted by the fact Payne Haas is there. But it makes you think, did Cam Smith want to get rid of Payne because it saw some weakness in him? Maybe.
Well, I don't think actually that's really been talked about much, Jed. Like, what was Cam Smith's involvement in this move?
People don't talk about Cam Smith enough, and we're not talking about the golfer. But the golfer could have played a role because it's also a big Bronx fan.
Yeah, could have played a role actually, Jed.
So, what were both Cam Smith's effect on the Payne Haas situation? Something that I needed the journos of rugby league to dig into.
Well, which are thinning quickly.
Yeah,
Michael Chamis going to be I think he's the some kind of chairman or
head of football or general manager,
some political kind of role at PNG. Yeah,
the
Chiefs. I wonder how that will go. Like, obviously it is getting off the ground, but who's going to go play over there? Young Bucks.
Not me.
Young Bucks.
I'm probably not going to play for PNG.
No. Young Bucks on big money.
You have to high ball the opposite of low ball.
Oh yeah, high ball.
Have to high ball me massively to get me over there.
Yeah, look, and I think at the end of the day, Jed, no offense, but they could be knocking on your door.
I'm not too many doors down the road.
No.
Think about that.
Yeah, well, that's
if I have a good year for Jeeps this year.
Yeah, you could be seriously in contention.
I'm not uprooting my family to go over there.
No,
because they'd all have to come.
Yeah, and you have to live in like a gated community. Apparently, which
not
is
my thing.
Bit edge, but
then we'd have to Zoom call, or unless Blanga wanted to move over.
I mean, we'll be Zoom calling when I'm in Leeds.
True.
We'll have to find a good time each week.
Seattle, one of the more boring Super Bowls.
Oh yeah, just
they
terrible.
Won the Super Bowl. It was pretty boring.
Are we leaving it at that?
Yeah, let's leave it at that. I don't think no one's too interested. I'm disappointed about Drake May. I love Drake May. He's a class act. Bad Bunny's performance. Would have loved to know the words.
Yeah, I mean, I personally liked how it sounded. I personally don't speak Spanish, so I didn't know what he was saying, but it didn't really distract from the performance, Jed, because you can't replicate flow, and the man's got flow.
Yeah.
The thing is, Jed, like, he could have been saying anything there.
And also, why didn't Ricky Martin sing Live La Vida Loca?
Yeah, I know.
And where was Bruno when Gaga came out?
Yeah, maybe Bruno finally had some gambling wins.
Yeah, doesn't need the money anymore. Reds vs Waratahs, Super Rugby's back this weekend.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I really missed that.
Really missed that. I like, private schooling it up and getting my RMs and my jeans on.
Yeah.
And your Tommy Hilfiger jacket and going to, see a game at Suncorp.
My RM Williams quarter zip.
Yeah. It is one of the great pleasures. Because, and all you hear about is these private school people who go, oh, this is so much better than the rugby league. Yeah. Those derelicts who go to watch the Broncos. I love to watch the Reds play.
I feel like we have ability to transcend both those levels.
I think, Jed, we are the photo of Adam and God in the Sistine Chapel.
Touching between rugby league and rugby union. Duality of us is next level.
Too. We've taken a lot of religious...
It is seeping in an awful lot these days.
Metaphors today.
That's going to be exciting. I love watching Wilso run around.
I think he's injured.
He's injured, but I'm excited when he's back.
Yeah, a lot of Wilso slander coming out of Melbourne on the weekend.
Oh, that was ridiculous. We went to trivia on the weekend, and they said, who's the Wallaby captain? The guy who's running trivia said Will Skelton. And when we were marking the people next to us, on their answer sheet, they wrote some private school brat. So we obviously had to correct them and say, it's not a private school brat, it's a private school legend.
Who's our friend, and we went to school with him, bruh.
And I saw him on Christmas Day one time, and he knew my name. It's Harry Wilson. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Not Will Skelton. All that pretty boy football they play down there. I don't even... What's it called, Jed?
I don't know.
Gridiron? Something like that?
It's weird. Soccer, because they use their feet. Anyway, This is a dumb joke. It's AFL.
We obviously like the Lions. We love the Lions. Yeah, and how funny is it that Queensland, the smallest AFL state, has won the grand final twice in a row.
And I watched only the grand final last year.
I think so. Maybe I watched a little preliminary as well.
I watched a quarter here and there.
Yeah. I actually might watch a little bit more.
I'll get into it. Lions. If we're going to be good at it. Jada Liederman won gold in the speed skating.
Oh, yes. Famously, the fiance of Jake Paul.
That does sound right.
Yeah. So she's got 6 million followers on Instagram.
For a speed skating.
And the Australian guy who was commentating, he said, and hopefully this 6 million followers on Instagram will help her get across the line here.
That was a cringe call,
yeah,
but I respected it.
I mean, it's the man knows his facts.
Oh, the Lindsay Vonn crash. Now, why was she allowed?
Yeah, look, it was one of the gutsiest things I've seen, Jed, and probably, I want to say the 21st century.
It was gutsy, and then she walked away with a broken leg and embarrassed herself maybe internationally, and then you almost question, was it just dumb?
Yeah, look, she had no ACL. She came out of retirement.
Why did you retire? Ask that question first.
Yeah, probably the injuries came into it, and then she had one of the biggest crashes I've ever seen on a world sporting stage.
That was embarrassing. And then lot of trust in the helicopter.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You see her just hanging.
Just hanging, flying around.
You'd hope those knots at the top were pretty strong.
Yeah.
I would not trust myself to tie
Hopefully
those
there's a couple
knots.
double knots up there.
Yeah. One of those ones that you can never really undo.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of pair of pants ruined by not being able to undo the knot.
100%.
Lots of pants ruined. Pub of the week this week, pretty obvious, the Richmond Club Hotel.
Richmond Club Hotel, one of the great pubs, the Carlton Draft.
Off Tank. One of the nicest spots to sit is when you're overlooking the train tracks and you're mid-conversation and a train goes by. You have to wait like at least 45 seconds to continue conversation.
Yeah.
Because the train is so loud.
Yep. It's a great spot. Great. We didn't really have any food there, but the beers were good.
Yeah, it was pretty. I only had one beer there. Tasted pretty good. Had a whole lot of Victorian bitter because we weren't in Victoria.
Yep.
I mean, you just act appropriately. Well, we just want to call everyone out to go and vote for Olivia Dean and the Brits.
Olivia Dean and Sam.
Get your VPN on and move it to London and vote for Olivia Dean and Sam Rein Me In for Song of the Year.
Yep.
I think that's right. I think if the Blanga fans can get around that.
And they're all, the Blanga fans are a lot of like-minded people. The Blanganese love Rein Me In. So, if you guys want to get around that, please do.
We also have LinkedIn connection of the week. Dan does footy. Saw his studios this week.
Down in Melbourne. We saw his
cool
studios.
area.
Yep, pretty much walked past them.
With a marcher in hand, though, because we're numb in Melbourne.
Very much numb, and a sandwich of note.
Yeah, and with some like Parmesan and some hot honey.
Hot honey and,
just all those stuff that gets Instagram views. It also tastes really good.
Play of the week this week is one that I actually saw in real life. I was at Grilled before going down to Melbourne on Thursday, and walking to Grilled, and a gentleman comes in, AirPods in, sits down, sets up his phone, AirPods still in, orders, eats the food, and leaves all by himself. A solo Grilled session.
There's a sense of confidence, elegance, swagger, suave.
To an extension to that, Jed, we kind of thought then, how cool would it be to go to a grill by yourself, but then FaceTime your friend who is also at another grill that is more convenient to them?
Just to save 4 minutes of driving.
Exactly. So you're still having grilled together, but they're actually at two different locations.
Because Grilled is one of those places where the workers don't really care about their jobs, but they produce great food and great service.
Healthiest burgers
So
around.
there's no judgment.
No.
But there's not too much care put into this guys alone.
100%.
And that's why I love Grilled. And they got the herbed mayo, the sweet potato chips, crispy bacon and cheese. By yourself. So
I like the Simon Says.
Oh, you're a Simon Says guy. Why is that?
Just like chicken burgers.
Well,
never had a crispy bacon and cheese.
Well, I'm going crispy bacon and cheese, and because no one's going to watch me order, I'm adding avocado to that thing. And I'm getting myself a raspberry lemonade.
Oh, they are so good. The Schweppes.
They have some of the soft drink selections in all places we can eat.
They're a PMAX location, which I like.
To go Ranger of the week, I reckon Liam Brennan from Melbourne. Liam, not sure if he wants to be called a Ranger, but he was Ranger of the week. Yeah,
great guy, cool accent, and loves tea. So
had an English breakfast with the English breakfastman.
Yes, lots of ticks. Also, didn't really get a lot of airtime, but just how many Wheat Bix that guy has in the mornings.
How many Wheat Bix did he have?
Just loads about 5 or 6 into his bowl and just punches it.
Respect.
And then had 2 slices of Vegemite toast, which for a pom, mad respect.
Mad respect. Probably the hottest accent I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Strong, posh British accent.
Yeah, from London.
From London. Rocks Canos.
Yeah, big time.
Rocks the Canos. And like a subtle redhead.
Yeah. Understated, elegant.
He's an understated, elegant redhead.
Yep.
Which I have a lot of respect for. And may I talk about the tea for a second? The tea was really hot. And I feel like only like proper
tea
people
drinkers
from England appreciate how much better it is when it's burning your mouth. Like it just has a sense of taste, class, elegance about it. So loved how hot the tea was. That probably put him over the line for Redhead of the Week. With how hot the tea was he made for me.
Well, yeah, you want it steaming hot.
Like it burnt my mouth at every sip until the last.
Perfect. That's what you want.
Yeah. It's just tasting heat.
Love it. You barely even taste the tea. It's just hot.
No.
It's painful and hot.
Well, that hurts.
Yeah. Righto, everybody. That's us for today. Thank you for listening. I'm hoping that everyone, enjoyed the sport talk. Paddy, reach out. We haven't said that in a while.
Yeah, that's pretty important, especially when the season's picking up. We'll probably have more time to talk.
Yep. All right, we'll see everyone next week. Laters.